My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate the public. We're going to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of the 50-50 custody split, so please subscribe to our channel. Well, as I said before, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of 50-50. A lot of times people will say, I want 50-50 custody of my kids. Going into the pros of that, it makes certain sense that people should want to do that. I mean, after all, the kids were born to both parents. Both parents should share the parental involvement. Your children, who are a function of both of you, should be raised in an environment where you both have the appropriate input, where you both influence the children, hopefully in the right way, and that should continue. So even if you get a divorce, mom should have influence only that is equal to the influence of dad. It shouldn't be the case that one person is overwhelmingly influencing the children and marginalizing the other parent. That's the worst case scenario, and you don't want to have that. The children, as a function of what's fair to them, should have equal access to the parents. There are some things that really mom should handle, and there are other things that really dad should handle. They're not more important or less important item by item. They're part of the total picture of parenting one's kids, and therefore there should be equal access to that. And frankly, in a shared environment, to the extent that it's possible, there should be an equal, sharing of the financial responsibility. When the kids are with dad, there are consumption costs that the kids consume. It's not just food, it's clothing, it's entertainment, it's stuff that they want. And when they're with mom, they have the same concerns. And when they're with mom, they want these things. So, hopefully mom gets, or somebody gets, not always the mom, but the custodial parent who's making less money is going to get some child support to equalize, so that parents are both working with a similar amount of money so they can both join in the financial responsibility of the kids. So there's your pros with how the children should be handled on a 50-50 split. There are some cons though, and I wouldn't call them cons, I would call them challenges of the 50-50 arrangement. Number one, there's logistic challenges. I mean, think about it. If you're living in the same house, the 50-50 deal is easy. You don't even have to put labels on it. And if you're living around the corner from each other, it's also fairly easy. But when you live in New York and he lives in LA and you're trying to work a 50-50, there's problems. And you don't have to make it that dramatic. If you're living in East Point and he's living in Ann Arbor, there are some serious logistic issues associated with sharing these children. How are we getting them to school? What school are they going to? How are we working out the carpools? We don't want to have a situation where somebody is spending all the time with the children, but most of it's in the car. So there are logistic challenges, which means there's going to be more communication requirements. You're going to have to communicate with your ex in order to make that situation work. You're also going to have to realize that in the 50-50 environment, the kids are with mom half the time, presumably, and with dad half the time. Parenting styles may be different. What are you going to do if one of the parents requires, for example, that the children not only do homework, but they do practice studying in order to excel in math, excel in reading? The other parent doesn't do that. The other parent prioritizes spending time with the kids more so than double-check the homework and all this. I mean, in most households that are together, you're going to have one person who's running a police state, the other person's running Disneyland. And when they separate, that's going to continue. So how are you going to manage that in the 50-50 environment? So that is a challenge. The fact of the matter is, though, like everything in life, the parents need to meet those challenges in order to appropriately parent the kids. And there will be sacrifices, and there will be tweaking that has to be done to how you see it in order to make sure that it works together. And that's really the key. Now, if you have any questions about that or need some suggestions of how that might work, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.